Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
always.
Guys, unfortunately, that machine that kept on crashing, I was not able to do that properly, and I wasn't able to log into that one. Hence, I have started deleting that. Let me quickly create a new resource group, and we'll create a new machine and new key vault. And we just have to see, as of now, we just have to see how it looks after it is encrypted. So that's all we have to see. So I'm creating a new resource group. I mean, you guys can practice this at your end, so you'll get a better idea. Still, I want to show it to you once. I'll create a virtual machine. So it's a temp VM I'm creating. East US I'll keep. That's where I will create my key vault. I'll take a bigger size here. I'm doing it in my subscription now. So whenever you do it, please make sure that you take a good size so it doesn't keep on crashing. I'm not sure if it happened with you guys, but that machine was not working well for me, so I had to delete that. I'm enabling this just so I can take remote and I can show it to you guys. I'll add one extra disk. By the way, one thing good, we are doing it. So whenever we do this, while installing, see, encryption will never be implemented once your machine is running. For one thing, it needs a reboot, or if you're doing it only for some particular disk, it needs that disk to be detached. So it requires downtime, in short. However, in your live environment, production environment, you'll always see that machines are being encrypted from day one. So when I'm creating this is my OS disk. I will encrypt the disk from here, and I will encrypt all the disk, whichever disk I'm creating. If I'm doing it using PowerShell, it will be there, the code will be there that it goes and select the customer manage key, and then it will be connected to one of your key vaults using the URI which we were talking about yesterday, which we saw yesterday, right? So that will be done here, but for our practice, we are going to do it once it is created. I'll take a smaller size if we don't require a big size. So I'm creating a virtual machine. While that is being created, I'll create a key vault also in the same region. I'm putting them in both of the resources in the same resource group, but that is not a compulsion or that is not a condition. I am doing it just because it will be easier for me to delete it later. Ignore the spelling mistakes, guys. Okay, the repetition is not possible. So someone has already even, okay, so that's correct spelling. So someone has already taken the name key vault, hence it is not allowing me to take key vault. This I have already explained, hence I'm not doing it now. If I want to do it for disk encryption, make sure that you check this box. If I don't do this, then this key vault will not be useful for disk encryption. But in actual environment, you will see different key vaults. If I'm using a key vault only for disk encryption, then they won't use it for template deployment or virtual machine deployment. They will use it only for disk encryption. If I'm using a key vault uh, just for virtual machine deployment, then they won't check this one. But for practice, we are going to check all of these. It's okay. Public access is okay. All network, it's fine. Just create it. It is validating, and then we'll click the create button. Meanwhile, our machine is ready. We'll quickly go ahead and log into that machine just to check the disk. By the way, username is not case sensitive. There, if I have written it in caps, here I'm typing it in small, that doesn't matter. Password is always case sensitive. This is for Windows. For Linux, it is case sensitive. Key vault is also ready. I'm doing this guys a little bit faster. I'm juggling with Windows, but I'm sure you guys are understanding it because we have seen both the things. We know how to create a virtual machine and we know how to create a key vault. Okay, I do not have sufficient access. Even if you are an owner, you have to assign accesses to yourself separately. Now let me check this. So through policies, we can do that. But while creating, I did not select the policy. I think I'll have to delete this one. I hope you guys are getting it right. Just because I'm doing it quickly and a little bit faster, you guys are not missing on this. Because we have discussed all these things in details. And still, if you guys have any questions, let me know.
In IAM, there are keyword roles, I
Yes, you can
think.
assign it from here. Yes, you can do that. But I'm more comfortable with this one. There are keywords, specific roles for keywords. You can go through them once if you come here and check. Earlier, we did not have them. Earlier, we used to depend on the policy completely. But nowadays, they have IAM. Earlier, they didn't have IAM at all. So they have specific roles for keyword. I'm not sure if the owner role will, because I'm already the condition is required for restricted allocation. Fine. So let's see if this works. If not, I will be creating a new one. And meanwhile, let's see the virtual machine. Just because I'm doing it quickly, guys, if you do not understand, it doesn't mean that you don't ask. If you're not getting something, do ask. But I'm doing it quickly because we have already discussed all these details. Now again, look at this. Disk is not appearing here. Same thing. I'll make the disk online. This time I have made a disk of 8 GB, more than enough for our practice here. And look at this. If you want to check the status, whether these are encrypted as of now or not, we can check that on portal also. But here at the OS level, no encryption, no encryption, no encryption. It clearly says fully decrypted and status of BitLocker. So if you see, BitLocker is off. BitLocker is off. BitLocker is off. By the way, you can turn it on here also. You don't require a key vault to encrypt a disk. But if you turn it on from here, it will ask for a password, and you'll have to type a password here, and it will be at the OS level. Then you're not using key vault. That's a manual enter of password, which we do not want. Same thing we are doing, but using key vault. So our password is saved in our key vault. So I hope I have got the access. Let's say if not, I'll create a new key vault quickly. The operation list is not enabled. And see, this is the reason I deal with policy. There you clearly see all the options which you can assign to someone. Okay, so let's quickly create another key vault. I'll tell you where did we miss, or where did I miss that option. I have shown it yesterday already, but
While
still
creating the key, I'm so sorry.
creating key vault 2 standard. And key vault 2 has also taken by someone. Pricing tier I have already explained. Access configuration, I kept it on role-based access control, but I am used to this one. So I'll go ahead and take this one. You can practice any one of these. And this is the user, and here I am assigning the options that what all accesses I should have. Look at this. Even if I'm an owner, I don't have all these accesses. So now I am assigning these accesses to me. I don't require all of them, but now it's okay. We don't have much time to check all of them. So I'll create one, then I'll create a key, and then we'll try to encrypt that machine. So if I have to encrypt this machine, I'll go to disk, additional settings, OS disk and data disk. And here I'll have to select my key vault. So if I select that key, the first one which I've created, it won't have any key because I was not able to create a key. And even if I create it from here, I'll get the error. So it's better that I wait for the second key vault to get activated or to get created. Once it is done, I'll create a key. It's done. I'll create a key, and we are going to select that key vault and key. I'm going to key here. Look at this. Because I had access, I was able to create it. I hope it appears here. I think I'll have to refresh. Key vault 2. It has a key, and it has only one version because we have not changed. So we'll select only that current version. Select. Now it has initiated. It is submitting the deployment. It takes time, a lot of time, depending on the data. Uh, our machine is very small, 8 GB, that too without any data. So I'm hoping it should be get done immediately. But in real time, it may take hours. But that does not mean that your machine will be off. Once your machine get rebooted, it gets rebooted sometimes. So downtime, it's definitely there. But it takes 4 to 5 hours on an average to encrypt the data on the disk. But you can still use your machine, you can use your application is up and running. It happens in background. So if I go to this machine, it is still happening, no changes, no changes. And if I check via command, no changes. So let me go back and see. It is still creating. So let's wait. Deployment is in progress. We'll see some changes here. Look at this. Can you guys see some changes? What change do you see here in these two windows? Yes, guys. Did you guys notice some change?
Yeah, there
The
appears a lock.
BitLocker encrypting.
Yes. Look at this. This padlock has appeared. It shows the disk is encrypted. Plus these options are here already. Now I can add a password, backup and recovery, etc. This is from OS level, but we are not doing it from OS level. So now these disks are being encrypted. Now we are not going to wait for them to get encrypted completely. Look at this. C drive, it's 99% encrypted. It is in progress. D drive or F drive, which is of 8 GB, it is fully encrypted. I mean, used space only encrypted. So there's nothing used. So it's fully encrypted. And the temporary disk, which we have of 4 GB, or this one, sorry, 32 GB, that is also encrypted. It is fully, no, this is decrypted. It's not encrypted yet. And here the deployment has been submitted. Okay, it has not completed the process. The upgrade or this the encryption will take some time, but you don't have to worry about it. Your operations and everything, once your machine will get reboot, that's it. Rest, you can use your machine, you can use your application, everything can be used. And this is how you can check the status. Once this is done, now if I remove this disk from his machine or from this machine, if I go to this machine, one more thing, let's see how different it looks when it comes to disk on the portal. Can you see some difference here? Earlier it was only with platform managed key, and now it is with ADA. Even I don't know what is the Azure disk encryption. ADE is Azure disk encryption, but this is with our personal key. Now if someone removes my disk from here, because let's say that person has access, again going back to our this example, first example where both are owners, etc. This example, if I remove the disk and if I attach that disk to any machine other than this, then that machine will not accept the disk. It will have a padlock and you will not be able to open the disk. Is this clear to everyone, guys? One use of key vault. One I've already shared in the YouTube video, which I shared with you guys. This is another use. Even if you can explain this much, it's more than enough. And obviously the basics of key vault about restore, down backup, restore. It can be restored only in same subscription, same region. When I say region here, it doesn't mean the actual region, it means country. If you know those basic information and one of these practicals, it's more than enough for you to clear the questions on key vault. So do you guys have any questions, any doubts?
So if
Yes.
we have taken backup of an encrypted VM,
Hmm.
then can we recover a file from it?
Yes, you can. I mean, not file level, but you can recover the VM and you'll have to decrypt the
VM.
VM. And decryption, it's a long process. We are not covering that. I mean, it
Okay.
is not as good as कि वो key का ये दे दिया. You'll have to download that key, उसको unwrap करना पड़ता है, and there's a huge article, PowerShell scripts वगैरह बहुत कुछ है, but it is possible.
Thank
Yes, guys. Any other questions anyone has? If not, I will delete this machine and we'll get started with our new topic, which is ASR, Azure Site Recovery. which is also known as DR, disaster recovery, and it is a base of Azure migration. At the back end, the technology which migration is using, it is your DR, disaster recovery or replication, you can call it. And it's not only migration, even if we have to move the machine somewhere. Let's say now this machine of mine, I'm doing some business. This machine is in Central India. My customers are in US. Okay. I'm doing some payment gateway, etc. Now US government has given the ultimatum that if you are serving to our customers uh, anything related to financial, and if your server is in India or anywhere other than US, your services will be barred from government. You cannot do the business. So I have a requirement here that I want to move this server. I want to move my application to US. So how can I do that? How can I move this region of my virtual machine? Yes, guys, any idea? How can I do that?
We'll move the resource group.
How? I mean, resource group or my resource? It doesn't matter where my resource group is. Where is my server? That is the question they ask. But how can I move it?
Resource mover something.
Yes, Azure resource mover. So with the help of Azure resource mover, you can move your resources from one region to another region and one subscription to another subscription also. Across the region, if I want to, what do I want to move and where do I want to move? Do I want to move across the subscription from one to second subscription? Or do I want to move my machine from one resource group to another resource group? So these are not my concerns as of now. What US government has asked is to get your servers to US. My server is in India. So my requirement is move across region. I'll select this. I'll select my subscription. Region, where is it? It is in Central India. Where do I want to keep it? East India, East US to West US, anywhere. Now this is again a different story. कहाँ पे मुझको सस्ता मिल रहा है वो सब, that's a different thing. Next, and then you select your resource. What do you want to move? What do I want to move? I want to move my machine. I want to move all these resources, right? I click on done and I click on next. This is how I move my machine. Is this clear to everyone, guys?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
why did I quickly mention this? We were discussing about DSR. We were discussing about replication. Why did I talk about Azure Mover? Because this Azure Mover, it is just a face of it, GUI, for end users to use it easily, for you guys, for administrator. At the back end, what is being used? It's ASR, Azure Site Recovery Services. Replication technology is being used. What happens? It will start replicating my machine from Central India to East US. पूरा उसको replication बना लेगा. And when you click on next, last cutover जब करोगे आप, तब final backup, final जो है backup लेकर वो इस machine को वहां पर on कर देगा, and this machine is moved or deleted from here. That is how your Azure resource mover works. Even the migration works in same manner. When you do it from on-prem to cloud, on-prem से वो पूरा का पूरा data आपका replication करेगा cloud पे, and when you want to migrate, it will cut over from on-prem and it will turn on the same machines here. Even migration, what is it using in the background? It is using replication technology, which is called disaster recovery, which is called Azure Site Recovery. So ASR, DR, replication, all are same things. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, Sulbir.
And so it's not only for disaster, although the highly it is named for disaster recovery and mostly it is used for disaster recovery. But then this question should not come that why are we using it only if it is only for disaster recovery? Why are we doing it in same region? If I show you that it can be done in same region also, I mean we'll cover that, same region, different region. So this question should not appear कि यार हम तो disaster recovery कर रहे थे कि एक region down हो जाए तब machine up होना चाहिए, तो मैं सेम रीजन में क्यों कर रहा हूँ? I may have some Other requirement could be resource का movement करना है मुझको resource group से. Still I'm using same technology, right? I will do the replication. Same region सबको same होगा, but I want to move the resource group. So I'm using this, but in the background, Azure site recovery ही use हो रहा है. Replication technology is being used. Is this clear to everyone? So I'm not doing it as of now. I don't want to move my machine.
Yes.
Okay. Now, recovery service vault. Let's have a look at that. I'm not sure if I have any backup vault in this one. So let's go here. I have been calling it, guys, I have been calling it backup vault for your understanding. But let's understand one thing very clearly, that the technical name or the main name of this one, it's your service recovery vault. Oh, sorry, recovery service vault. Here it is. Under recovery service vault, you will have your backup vault also, and you will have your replication vault also. So we saw that, right? When you go there, you will see both the things, backup. Look at this, backup and site recovery. Both of them you can see under recovery service vault. So backup vault कुछ अलग नहीं है, इसी का एक छोटा सा हिस्सा है. This is your backup vault, I'm calling it, and this is your site recovery. But both of them are in recovery services vault. So if an interviewer is asking about recovery services vault, do not just stick to replication. Recovery services vault are being used for backup and for site recovery both. Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
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 Differences, key differences I'm talking about. Remember them, write them, whatever you want to do it, however you want to learn them, do that. Very important for interviews. If I have a virtual machine and I want to do the backup of that virtual machine, backup of this virtual machine. So there are two methods. I can go to that virtual machine. Example. Let me open the virtual machine here. I can go to this virtual machine. I hope this virtual machine is here, or did I delete that? Okay, luckily it is there. And I'll go here, backup and disaster recovery. So I can configure it from here. When I do it here, from here, most of the options will be taken automatically and they will work fine. But the another option is I can go to the vault and I can add a machine, right? I can come here, I can click on backup and I can get started. I can add machines here directly. These are two options. Also, same applies for disaster recovery. I can start it from here, disaster recovery, or I can go to this vault and I can start from here. Is this clear? First option, first thing, is it clear to guys that this can be done from machine and this can be done directly from the site recovery vault? Is this clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, now when you do it from machine, you'll get most of the options correct because it guides in the similar manner, it guides in that fashion that it takes you to the correct option. But it is not possible. If you have 10, 20, 15 machines, you won't go to each machines and then keep on doing this. So it's better that you come here and then you add those machines. But when you do this, there are chances of some errors. So you need to understand few things, right? You need to understand and remember few things, then it will not be a disaster for you. So when I want a virtual machine's backup, so my virtual machine and my recovery service vault, they should be in same region. I'm just talking about the recovery service vault. Where it is being backed up, I'm not talking about that. GRS, LRS, uski baat nahi kar raha hu. Where is the recovery service vault? I'm talking about that. If I'm creating a new recovery service vault, look at this. So this region I'm talking about. This has to be same. If I am doing a backup, this has to be same. Okay. But when it comes to replication mein, it has to be in a different region. Your recovery service vault, it has to be in different region. Why? Because what is the major requirement or what is the major need of my DR? DR मैं क्यों चाहता हूँ? Why do I require DR? What is the aim of doing the DR setup, guys? What is the logic behind it?
To avoid
To retrieve
region
the
failure.
data to
Yeah, what am I trying to save here, or from what kind of disaster I'm trying to save my application?
Hello.
Yeah, is it
Yeah,
a
it's
data center level?
region level failure.
Region level, right? So if I keep my RSV in the same region, does it make any sense? My VM, it is in East US. I'm asking you, fine, give me DR, and you are saying, okay, DR, let's create recovery service vault in East US. And where are you backing up? Let's take the backup or replication in this manner. You will call it replication. Again, you will say, okay, let's take East US. Does it make any sense to me? I asked you
No.
for a DR
No.
because I want stability or I want redundancy in terms of or in case of region when the region is down. So if I've taken everything in East US and if East US is down, do I have access to my RSV? Do I have access to my replication?
No.
Right.
correct.
That
Correct.
is the reason we require some other region here. And this could be in three different regions. I can have my machine in East US. I can have my RSV in West US and my replication in East US too. That is fine, possible. This is also okay. Okay, but this is not okay. Everything in same region, it's not okay. These two, it's okay. Wherever you want to keep, it's up to you. But it should not be in East US too. East US. आपका VM East US में है, उससे छोड़ के आप कोई भी region में कहीं पर भी कुछ भी कर लीजिए. Is it clear? This is for disaster
Yes,
recovery.
Ulver.
Now,
मुझे एक क्वेश्चन है सोहेल,
yes.
सॉरी। जैसे कि आप बोल रहे हो कि अगर ईस्ट वेस्ट जो है वो इफेक्टेड है डिजास्टर रिकवरी अगर हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो हम अगर रिप्लिकेट करते हैं उसको दूसरे रीजन में, तो वहां पे वो जब पूरा माइग्रेट हो जाएगा तो क्या पूरा जो डेटा है जो भी मतलब मशीन्स है वर्चुअल मशीन्स है वो सारे वैसे ही वर्क करेंगे जैसे अपने रीजन में करते हैं, या फिर उसको टाइम लगेगा, कैसे होगा वो प्रोसेस?
That's what we are going to cover now. Don't worry. We'll cover that
अच्छा,
in detail. To answer, yes, it will work in a similar manner जैसे आपकी यहाँ चल रहा था. How will it happen? It's a huge thing. Maybe we'll cover it today और शायद next session में भी थोड़ा बहुत. Next as in I'm talking about next Saturday. उसमें भी शायद थोड़ा बहुत हमको इस पे DR पे काम करना पड़े. But we have one more session. So let's see if we can finish it today. But yes, to answer your question, it will work exactly like how it was working here. That is the reason we are paying or they are paying so much for this. Otherwise, backup से भी तो काम चल ही जाता था, right? I would have taken
correct.
backup and I would have taken it in some other region और backup से मैं उसको restore कर लेता था. But they are paying so much for this because they
Right.
want their application up very quickly. But when I say very quickly, तब भी वो 2-3 घंटे से जल्दी नहीं होता है. But imagine कोई disaster recovery अगर हुआ है ना, कोई region down हुआ है, तो उसको आप आने में 2-3 दिन लगने वाले हैं definitely. इतना बड़ा अगर कोई disaster हुआ है, उसको आप आने में 2-3 दिन लगेंगे. So 2-3 hours are
Correct.
better than 2-3 days. Okay. So let's have a look at this. A few things which you need to remember about disaster recovery or about recovery service vault. Yes, it has to be in different region. What all can we cover? By the way, from where can we replicate the machine? Can I replicate it only from Azure? Yes, guys. Can I replicate it only from Azure or can I replicate the machines from somewhere else also?
We can
On-prem.
replicate
On-prem also.
Azure के अलावा भी कर सकते हैं.
Yes, of course.
On-prem,
That is
sir?
the yes, you can from AWS, from GCP, from on-prem. Right,
Correct.
that's how your migration works. If there was some limitation कि इसको Azure के बाहर नहीं use करते, then how would you replicate your machines from on-prem? So there are different methods, network connectivity honi chahiye, or you do it over the internet. That's a different thing. But when it comes to replication, it can be done between Azure to Azure. It can be done between subscription, across subscription. It can be done from AWS to Azure, GCP to Azure, or on-prem to Azure. Is that clear to everyone?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now let me show it to you that how we start that. Or we have only 3 minutes left, guys. So I'll start the practical in next session. So if you guys have any questions, any doubt, please do ask.
ये जो डीआर होता है सोहेल,
हम्म।
डिजास्टर रिकवरी जो होता है,
हम्म।
ये कभी ऐसा फिनोमिना आता है तभी होता है ना, उसके पहले तो कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होती है ना डीआर
नहीं, I
की,
just explained.
या
I
फिर अगर कोई
explained it to you,
पॉलिसी।
right?
हाँ
Let's say
जी,
that I have to move
ओके,
my machine. You will name it something else, but वो पूरा का पूरा डीआर वाला ही काम हो रहा है. मशीन रेप्लिकेट हो रही है आपकी, यहाँ पर आप उसको बंद कर रहे हो, किसी और रीजन में इसको अप कर रहे हो. There is no DR, there is no disaster, but I'm using the same feature. I want to move my machine from India to
अच्छा,
US
मतलब
region.
हाँ जी, करेक्ट,
So
हाँ, मतलब कि
exactly सब
जरूरी
कुछ
नहीं
सेम
है
ही हो रहा
कि, हाँ करेक्ट, हाँ, ओके।
Sir,
है. Yes.
sir, it's a silly question. It's okay. Can I ask?
Yeah, please, please. No question
Sir,
is silly
वो
question.
notepad open किया, notepad open कीजिए ना सर.
हम्म.
सर ये वर्चुअल मशीन आपने रेप्लिकेट बनाया, कल ये एसआरवी क्यों बना रहे सर? फिर अगर एप्लीकेशंस बना रहे तो फिर व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग थर्ड देन?
No, RSV is your service which helps you to create a replication. This is not your application. This is the whole service which is helping you to create your replication. RSV के थ्रू आप replication बना रहे हो. ये सब कुछ जो हो रहा है ना, ये RSV
हाँ
में
हाँ हाँ.
होगा. Everything, what
Okay.
options and everything will see. The, all these options you see, this is under RSV. This is your, I just showed you, right? Where is it? Here. This is your recovery
Recovery
service vault.
service vault.
यहाँ पे you can configure backup, यहाँ पे you can create policies, here you can add machines, remove machines, check what is being replicated, check how much it is being replicated, कहीं पे कोई error है, कोई warning है, site recovery and backup. I told you recovery service vault is it's not only for replication, it is for backup and replication. So you can check all those things. अभी कुछ यहाँ पर replicate हो रहा है क्या, कुछ backup हो रहा है क्या, how many backup policies do I have, ये बैकअप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मतलब जो ऑन प्रेम से बैकअप कुछ हो रहा है क्या, ये सारी चीजें आप देख सकते हो रिकवरी सर्विस वॉल्ट में. क्रिएट इट वंस एंड गो
इसको ही
थ्रू.
डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं ना सर? रिकवरी सर्विस वॉल्ट को डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं, राइट?
एवरीथिंग इज डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. ये रिकवरी सर्विस वॉल्ट में
ओके.
जो कुछ आ गया ना, पूरा डिजास्टर है. बैकअप लेना भी एक डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का हिस्सा है, रेप्लिकेशन लेना भी एक डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का हिस्सा है. कोई एकदम कट टू कट स्केल पे है, कोई थोड़ा सा लीवे स्केल में है, बट एवरीथिंग इज डिजास्टर मैनेजर. सो यस, इट इज अंडर डिजास्टर मैनेजर. So इसको create कर लेना एक बार and check everything properly. 30 seconds are left, guys. I'm stopping the session. See you guys in 5 minutes at 15:30 sharp, or 4 minutes sharp. 3:30 we'll start the session without using any using the same link.
ओके, थैंक यू सर।